Welcome back to Midnight Signal AI. Today is June 11th, 2026, and we've got a packed one. A major Claude release, OpenAI pushing deeper into commerce, and fresh reminders that frontier AI is colliding with security and geopolitics.
Yeah, this feels like one of those days where product, policy, and power all show up in the same hour. We'll go from model launches to payments, then hit the weird side effects, ads, influence, outages, and a few sharp edges.
Let's start with the biggest model story of the day.
The interesting part is that Anthropic isn't just saying, here's a stronger model. They're framing Claude Fable 5 as a safer public step into a class of capability people previously treated as too risky to open up.
And that matters because it changes the competitive map. If Anthropic can credibly pair frontier performance with stronger controls, then the sales pitch to enterprises gets a lot cleaner, especially for code, research, and security workflows.
But the catch is obvious. Once you call something safety forward, people test the claim harder. So the launch is both a product moment and a trust test.
Speaking of trust, Anthropic also has a fresh political and governance headache.
That timing is hard to miss. Launch a flagship model, then immediately talk about blocking unsafe AI, and you're basically admitting the race is no longer just about raw capability.
Exactly. Anthropic seems to be saying the future of frontier AI has to include a kill switch, or at least real veto power. That's going to resonate with some buyers and annoy others.
Either way, it keeps the company at the center of the safety conversation instead of letting competitors define it for them.
Switching gears to OpenAI, the information says ChatGPT is now showing ads with specific products.
That's a big one because it's not just about ads. It's about whether ChatGPT becomes a recommendation layer for commerce, the place where product discovery starts instead of ends.
And if you're OpenAI, the math is brutal. These models are expensive, so every path to monetization matters, even if the user experience gets a little weird around the edges.
The risk is that once people think the assistant is optimizing for sponsors, every answer gets reinterpreted through that lens.
Related to that broader super app direction, Substack is arguing that OpenAI wants ChatGPT to become the center of the user's digital life.
That's the old platform playbook, just rebuilt around agents. If OpenAI can own tasks, not just answers, then it starts looking less like a chatbot and more like an operating layer.
And that's probably why the ads, the payments, and the App Store style features all belong in the same conversation. They're not separate experiments, they're pieces of one business model.
Right. The question is whether users buy into that vision or just tolerate it because the assistant is useful enough.
That brings us to the most concrete commerce move. Visa and OpenAI are partnering to let AI agents shop via ChatGPT.
This is the story that makes the platform strategy real. Ads are one thing, payments are another. But if an agent can actually complete a purchase, that's a new layer of control over the transaction itself.
And Visa being in the mix tells you this isn't a toy demo, it's infrastructure, the kind of thing that needs authorization, fraud controls, and a lot of legal plumbing before it scales.
If it works, merchants will care fast. If it breaks, everyone will suddenly remember why payments are hard.
On the Google side, Gagajet and the Peninsula Qatar both say Gemini 3.5 is now handling real-time voice translation across 70+ languages.
This is one of those features that sounds small until you picture the actual use cases. Travel, customer support, live meetings, classrooms. Translation is a daily habit feature if it's good enough.
And if Google can make that feel seamless across languages, it's a quiet moat, not flashy but sticky. People remember tools that remove friction from real life.
Exactly. The best AI is often not the one that tweets the loudest. It's the one that disappears into the workflow.
There's also a headache on the Gemini side. NDTV Profit says outage complaints spiked as users found Google's AI platform inaccessible.
That's the modern AI paradox. You can ship something impressive, but if it flakes under demand, the market judges you on uptime just as much as intelligence.
And because Google is selling these capabilities as infrastructure, an outage isn't a minor hiccup. It undercuts the promise that the system is ready for everyday dependence.
So even on a good product day, reliability is still the hidden headline.
Last main story, Axios says China-based operatives used ChatGPT to shape AI data centers and tariff debates.
That's the uncomfortable reality. The same tools that help with research and writing also make influence operations faster, cheaper, and more adaptable.
And when the target is something as consequential as data centers or tariffs, you're talking about narratives that can ripple into investment and policy decisions.
Which is why the safety conversation can't just be about model outputs. It has to be about social systems, too.
Now, a quick look at robotics.
That's a useful reminder that the frontier isn't just chat and code. The moment models touch the physical world, the evaluation problem gets much harsher.
On the hardware side, another archive paper, Shape, looks at coalition-aware expert pruning for sparse mixture of experts models.
And finally, something a bit lighter, MIT Technology Review on 5 things you need to know about AI. Across all of today's stories, the pattern is pretty clear. Frontier AI is becoming more operational. It's not just models anymore. It's safety controls, shopping, ads, translation, and influence, all at once.
Until next time, keep building, keep questioning.